What's up, y'all? It's Jay here, your accountability coach and ghetto psychologist. And it is my life's purpose to help Black people navigate this patriarchal system of white supremacy. On this channel, we talk about all kind of things from world news to celebrity news to white shit to Black shit to everything in between. All of these are my thoughts, okay? These are my thoughts, my opinions from an expert point of view, okay? Y'all, I'm talking about mental health today. I'm talking about mental health today. A lot is going on in the world. I always want to let y'all know what day I'm recording. Today is October 22nd, right? So you can know when I'm recording this and versus when I'm posted. A lot of times these are posted weeks in advance. So bear with me if you think I'm behind. Excuse me. Anywho, y'all, yet again, I'm saying the same old song when it comes to Nicki Minaj. They crazy bitch outside again. So Gucci Man, and everything is just so funny, y'all. Y'all gotta go back and look at some of my old stuff. I might pull up something new. I mean, not something new. I'm something old that I referenced to in this video, but probably not because I'm not prepared for that today. But y'all, I've been talking about Nicki Minaj just this past few months. It's really a lot of half of this year because she's been in the spotlight in the most negative ways, and it does something to me. It does something to my spirit, right? Because what we have to understand is this is a black woman who was at the apex of her career and she went downhill, especially after she started beefing with Cardi. Cardi might be a bruja. I'm telling y'all, Cardi might be a bruja. Either she a bruja or she really got some people inside that know what the fuck going on with Nicki because she was calling it. She's been calling everything that's happening. The girl is bad shit. Yet again, she said that Nicki Minaj is schizophrenic, and now Gucci Man went on The Breakfast Club. He had a great interview. I did not watch the whole interview. I want y'all to know. I be telling y'all up front, do not be watching all of the things, right? But I saw bits and pieces of it. I watched probably like the first 10 minutes or so. And I got a lot of commentary about that interview itself. I can't pull it up. I'm not gonna pull it up. Granted, my page is not huge. I don't want anything to interfere with the growth of this page, so I'm not gonna pull up any clips or anything because the Breakfast Club do not play. When I do know that. But just go check it out. It's Gucci Man and 𝐤 𝐈𝐒, his wife. They are talking about his mental health. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. If you know, you know. Okay. I think a lot of black people in general in our community are underdiagnosed when it comes to mental health disorders. I'm not saying or claiming that we should want to those things or we should claim them, but sometimes when you get a diagnosis, it puts things together and then you can start to understand why you don't have control over certain parts of yourself. Right? I even use me for example. I am neurodivergent, okay? I am on the spectrum, on the exceptional end. Okay, just want to specify that. No disrespect to anybody that's on the lower end, but I'm on the exceptional end. And with my diagnosis, I stimulate. You might see me in videos with my locks doing this. I can't stop myself. This is why I try to primarily cover my hair because my stemming is this. Not necessarily pulling my hair out, because some people do that. But just, just pulling, feeling on my lock, doing that. Pulling down. I do that. That's what I do. Or I twist. I can't help it. I try. I don't like it. I don't like it. But that's a part of my quirk. Everybody has their own quirks. Um, some more than others. So anyway, move forward from that though, you get to understand when you get a diagnosis why you are the way you are. Things start to click together and you can start to put in plans in place and preventions to keep you pretty much level-headed and, healthy and moving forward. But mental health in the black community, mental health in general, right? It's always this stigma. Of course, we know white people, they are always ahead when it comes to health, right? Because we know why. I don't even want to go there. But they definitely were in therapy. And black people used to look at white people in therapy and be like, oh, that's just white people shit. You know what I'm saying? That's literally the terminology. Therapy is white people shit. And I go on to say, even in my book, how black people align some of the healthy aspects of living to white people because white people gate kept it from us, number one. And then number two, just because we want to not be so aligned with white people that we'll fuck around here and be like, oh, that's white people shit. Oh, you vegetarian? That's white people shit. You working out, you doing Pilates? That's white people shit. You feel me? Like, we love to say that's white people shit. But sometimes white people shit need to be black people shit because it don't be bad. Okay? So, mental health. I'm going to talk about health in general, but I want to specifically stick to mental health and just put this together with this whole thing with Nicki Minaj, and then we not even going to stay on her that long. This video with Gucci Man, this interview, I should say, with Gucci Mane and 𝐬𝐿E, just to kind of summarize it. They go on to talk about his upcoming book, or maybe it already released. I don't know. He got a book coming out, or he got a book that's already out. And just talking about him, and his upbringing, of course, and who he is as a person, and his diagnosis, and how he had to navigate those things in his life, and how he was self-medicating, what so many black people and so many black men, especially, are doing. And how Keisha really just kind of came in and I can't, I hate to say healed him. It just sounds so gross. But basically, she kind of did. Like, she knew who he was. She saw him. And I think we all should be so lucky to find somebody that loves us like she loved him. Because I'm gonna tell you, I couldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. I would be, just to be raw. One of my exes he was an alcoholic. Couldn't do it. I couldn't stay. I can't stay. I love myself entirely too much. Entirely. And I know this sounds like I'm saying 𝐬𝐿E don't love herself, but I don't. I just can't see somebody who truly, fully loves themselves taking what she took from Gucci Man, regardless of whatever the fuck his diagnosis is. I can't do verbal abuse. I can't do abusive at all. I can't do verbal. I can't do physical. I can't do mental. I can't do emotional. I can't do none of that. Financial, you name it, any kind of abuse, I can't do it. I can't do it. In the moment that I start to see it creeps up, I'm in fight or flight mode. Either one will come out. And I don't want to be in either one of those feelings. I have experienced it firsthand. This is how I know I can't do abuse because I dealt with it for so long that it's out my system. You can never see me there again. So when I dealt with one of my exes, it was just the very early beginning of our relationships where I really realized the extent of his alcoholism. I had to leave him. I tried. Y'all, I tried everything I could with that man. And I promise you the only issue I had with him for real was that he drunk. And he turned into a totally different person when he was under the influence. But he drunk because he was severely traumatized. He was severely traumatized. He was a traumatized black man. So many black men are traumatized. So many black men are self-medicating to run away from their traumas. They don't want to face them head on. And he was just one of those. And I was still in my savior mode. And when I realized, oh, girl, I can't save him, I got the fuck on. So this savior thing that black women have, especially, and I'll talk about this again in my upcoming book, we need to move away from that. And if we don't move away from that, we need to realize that what comes with it. Keisha, I don't know how she was able to withstand and take it. I don't know what she did for herself therapy wise. I hope that she's taking care of her own mental health because nobody really talks about the other side of loving someone who has mental health issues. It is a lot. Even just being somebody's friend who has mental health issues is a lot. So I can only imagine, just even from my own experience and then just my inexperience too, just imagine what that is like, what that means. shout out to them though, because first of all, it was so big to see this uprising of a lot of black men talking about their mental health. I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna even throw back to Young Dro. And I'm gonna make a mirror. I'm gonna bring it back. So put a pin in that, Young Dro. But it's so refreshing, and I need for more black men to understand that it's okay for y'all to feel. It is okay to be hurt. It is okay. You are a human being. Stop that man shit. You're a human being first. Before we care about you being a man, we care that you are a human. So please, y'all, go take care of your mental health. If you're a black man watching this, we need y'all. Okay, I'm gonna say it, and I've been saying it. I say it. A lot of people will probably think, "Oh, you're just so overly critical of black men." I'm overly critical of black men because black men are so important, and I want them to know how important that they are. I want to hold them accountable because I love them. I love black men down. You understand? And I want to hold y'all accountable because y'all deserve to be the best versions of yourselves. Not for me, not for women, but for at least for your children, at least for yourself. Don't you want to please God? Hell, shit. I mean, the fuck. Do it get any bigger than that? So I get very upset when it comes to the state of black men, because I know y'all are better than that. Y'all are more important than the bullshit y'all be doing. Speaking of that, there's a point to be made when it comes to mental health in this community and how a lot of black men will say, hey, black men, they suffer alone. I'm not going to disagree with that sentiment that black men suffer alone, but a lot of times they use that as a weapon against black women. How many times have you ever heard, oh, black men or men in general, but specifically black men don't open up because women always throw it up in our face? How many times have you heard that? I've lost count. And it before I even had the awareness that I have today, it always irritated me to hear that because I've always been a safe space for you Negroes. Niggas love to pillow talk my motherfucking head off. You understand? I know more about these men. I think I even came on a video and said this in the past. I know so much about certain men. Some things I wish they could have kept to themselves. That's how safe I am for just people in general to speak to me about whatever's on their chest or whatever they on their heart, whatever they're going through. But the thing is this though. So like I said, when I would hear it, it would irritate me. But the thing is this, black men are not safe spaces themselves. Y'all have to really be for real. So going back to what I said about Young Dro, Young Dro went on the same but platform, the Breakfast Club, some time ago with him, T.I., and some little nigga in the back. I don't know. Um, well, one of Dro's homeboys in the back. Dro was talking about his own mental health struggles. Why is his friend, who of course is a black man, is in the background laughing as this man is being vulnerable? He's making fun of his vulnerability. You black men do that to each other a lot. I remember talking to one of my old associates who I would ask these men when I used to be like more worldly. When I had more friends and shit and I was always out, right? When I was more social, I used to ask black men all the time, what do y'all talk about? Like when y'all be by yourself, do y'all talk about anything outside of maybe sports, music, pussy? For real. Like, and a lot of them told me no, not really. Won't talk about nothing else. I'm like, damn, so y'all don't talk about like, the state of the world, you know, the psychological effects of things that's going on. Cause that was me and my homegirls, we talk about that shit all the time. We talk about deep shit. We talk about, the surface shit. We talk about gossip, but we talk about a range, an array of fucking things. It ain't just limited to shit. The shit that you would think we talk about when it comes like beauty and stuff and a whole lot of gossip. We don't talk about a whole lot of gossip. Hell, me and one of my best friends talk about wrestling. So we talk about every fucking thing. So when it comes to men, they limit themselves. They limit themselves, and even what they talk about in friendships. Their friendships are very surface level. You will see a lot of men are loyal to their friends just because they've been around. They settle a lot in their life. And I hate to say that, but I've always said it. And it's crazy because on one end you'll have men that agree with me, but they don't like that I'm the one that's saying it. Or you'll have one man on one end, you have men that disagree with me, but when they say why they disagree with me, they actually agree with me. Men settle a lot. Men settle more than women do in life. This is why men think that women complain all the time because we don't settle as much as they do. Even when men are unhappy, they are not going to let you know most of the time because they think that complaining is a feminine attribute, or they won't let you know because they feel like you're not going to give a fuck enough to hear them out because the world told them nobody gives a fuck about their feelings. But the truth is, people do give a fuck about your feelings. The people that matter give a fuck about your feelings. Everybody else in the world ain't gonna give a fuck about your feelings, male, female, it don't matter. You can't depend on the rest of the world to care. But if somebody around you, even if it's just one person, is around you and you know you can be vulnerable with them, you do not shortchange yourself by not allowing yourself to be open. And a lot of black men do that. Or what black men do is they find themselves to be vulnerable. At least with women, right? So they come and they be vulnerable with us. And then they'll say, like I said, oh, I don't like to open up with women because they throw it up in my face. So on one end, I have to ask them this question. And I'm going to tell you why I'm asking this question because here come the psychologist. Are women throwing it up in your face to be mean and facetious? Or are they throwing it up in your face to prove a point about maybe a conversation that's happening or a problem or issue that has arisen in the relationship? Let me tell you why I'm saying that because in my own personal experience, in my own personal relationships, there have been plenty of time where a man who, again, like I told you, a lot of men pillow talk me. They tell me their deepest, darkest desires and fears and things, right? And if I ever bring something up, it's never to be mean or facetious. It's to prove a point in how it is affecting their behavior. Why you bringing that up? That ain't got nothing to do with. But it does, though. Trust me, I'm a psychologist. Why can't you trust that I can connect the dots and how your behavior is influenced by some past event that you told me about? I'm only bringing it up so you can put it together. You can, connect the dots. Some women are doing that. Now, I'm not gonna say there's not some women who just throwing up some shit like that's why your mom said you ain't gonna be shit. you know, I'm not saying that ain't no women out there that does that. And I'm not saying I never been that woman because I might have been that woman when I was young and nigga was playing on my top. But men do it too. And it's not to excuse women from doing it, but I think men often overemphasize a behavior in one gender and try to excuse it or exclude it from the next. I've always had a man throw up in my face some shit that I done said. If I tell you, oh, my daddy was this and that and the third, and you come and you bring it up, I've had men do that. They do it. Call it feminine. They might have been feminine men. I don't get that fucking matter. It was a man who did it, right? So I need y'all to understand that it goes both ways. You have to be a safe space yourself in order to attract safe spaces. And black men often are not safe spaces to anyone, not even each other, because there was no reason for that boy to be laughing at young Joe when he was talking about his mental health issues. There's no reason he should have been doing that. You men can't even go to your homeboys and tell or your friends and tell them, baby, shit, most of y'all friends is homeboys. But you can't even go to him and tell them how heartbroken you are after broke up with your girlfriend. Cause you feel like he gonna make fun of you for acting like that over a bitch. For lack of a better word, I mean that's how niggas talk. You gonna be like, oh, man, that shit hurt. I miss her. And then they go, ah, man, fuck it. You being pussy. Go get some pussy. Go get some new pussy. We gonna get you a new girlfriend. That's all they gonna do is try to distract you. They're not going to give you good advice. They're not gonna sit down and be a support and listen to you. They are going to try to shut you up because ill. Why do you have feelings, nigga? I don't want to hear it. That is the average black man. Now, of course, we're not gonna make it seem like it's just black men that's like that. You know, that's not true. That's what was going on in this patriarchal society. But this is something we gotta talk about when it comes to mental health, and then black people in general when it comes to mental health. This is including women, everybody, black men, women, trans. I don't give a fuck. In between all of them, black people in Christianity have this fucking toxic relationship where you think you can pray every fucking thing away. You can pray the gate away. You can pray the bipolar away. You can pray the depression. You can pray the anxiety. Everything can just be prayed away, girl. Faith without works is what? It is dead. God said that specifically. That I don't give a fuck what you believe in. If you ain't putting no work behind it, it ain't happening. He don't give a fuck. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I know this sounds very rash, but God don't give a fuck about your prayers if you ain't doing shit about it. If you ain't doing nothing, anything you can to get out, y'all be praying and hoping that something will just fall in your lap. That ain't me. You gotta be a go getter. God blesses those who goes and gets, not those who just pray. Thank you, Lord, in advance. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait on the Lord. And the Lord waiting on you, Sue. Waiting on you, Sue. Waiting on you, boo. Waiting on you. Girl, let me tell y'all something. You need to take care of your mind because your mind is where you meet God. That is where you meet God, in your mind. So if your mind is cluttered, you got to find some kind of way of clearing it out. And prayer is not enough. It's just not. Especially when you are so convoluted, when you're so cloudy and you don't know what voice is your voice, what voice is an outside voice, and what voice is God's voice. You got to get clear, y'all. That is why mental health is so important. Mental health is the connection to you. And then if you can connect to you, you can connect to God. But a lot of people are disconnecting themselves, or some people are just predisposed to be disconnected from themselves because of the traumas they've been through. Shit, in the black community, we have to deal with the residual effects of racism, white supremacy, anti-blackness, and slavery. Like, we gotta understand that white supremacy, anti-blackness is the byproduct of white supremacy. So if you are a black person in an anti-black world, this is a patriarchal system of white supremacy. As I say, it is everywhere you look. There's whitewashing everywhere you look. There's anti-blackness everywhere. So when you're a black person, you are already predisposed. You are already vulnerable to having something or being traumatized just by existing. Just by existing. Black fatigue. It can be very tiring of being a black person because, especially being a black woman, because, like I always say, I feel like black women are the most real people on this planet. We are the people who are oppressed the most, but have done the most for everybody. And we can see how fucked up most of y'all are. At least the ones of us that are aware. You got some women, of course, a lot of black women, they're NPCs in the system. They are helping the system to run. And then you got some motherfuckers like me who's trying to dismantle the system all to fucking together and start over. Because a system that is ran on any kind of hierarchy, and in that hierarchy is where you get your value, and wherever you fall in value is how much you have materially. It's bound to fail. Ecosystems can't thrive when there's a hoarding mentality within that ecosystem. When it's, oh, I'm gonna take from everybody. You motherfuckers over there, I got my riches and I'm holding it in my hand. You motherfuckers all the way over there, y'all fighting over the scraps. But I got everything, and I got so much so that I really could share equally, and we all could eat well. But I want it all. That's the system that we live in. And the system that we live in, it was created, of course, by white people. So much so now that healthcare, even just healthcare itself, black people cannot escape anti-blackness anywhere in this system. Healthcare has been against us since its inception here in America. But black people have always been ahead when it comes to science. First open heart surgery was done by a black man, y'all. Okay? It's 100 years ago, maybe a little less. I think it was 1920s, 1930s, somewhere around there. Hell, I mean, it might have been the 40s. Somewhere I know it was before the 50s. Okay. There have been records of black people, African people in like Ghana doing cesarean sections in like the 1600s, way before white people were. Okay, it's like it's the first group of paramedics in this country were black men. I need y'all to understand that these people used our bodies as guinea pigs for a long time. And it's only on record for a few instances, but it's not even talking about the things that's not recorded. These people have taken and taken and taken from us. And it makes us so fearful of just really anything, right? We don't even, it's crazy to me that any black person would trust the healthcare system. I don't trust the healthcare system. I will go to a doctor just to get an opinion because that's all they're giving y'all is an opinion. And then I would do my own research and see what works best for me. I'm not going with the first thing a motherfucker tell me just because they tell me they spent millions of hours doing research on something. I want to do my own research. I've always been that person. And I'm not saying you don't know more than me. You do. Just like a motherfucker will try to undermine me when it comes to psychology. You don't know more than me. You can't. Unless you have a master's degree as I do and you've been doing it way longer than me, you cannot tell me you know more than me about psychology. You don't. Not a normal person, no, they wouldn't. So healthcare is important, y'all. We gotta take it serious. We have to know um how to support each other. You know, especially like I said, when it comes to black men and being supportive spaces when it comes to mental health disorders because in our community we shun away from that. When our children are diagnosed with something, it's like, oh no, they don't have that. We're gonna beat it. But what if they don't beat it? What if they worsen because you are in denial? Because you don't get the treatment, you don't get the preventions, you don't get the interventions. Like, what if? What if we just start taking this more seriously? So protect your mind, y'all. Your mind is very important. Like I said, it's the place where you meet God or the devil. Because the kingdom of heaven is in you, but so is the kingdom of hell. And it all starts in the mind, sweetheart. So if you're not taking care of your mental health, your experience as a human is going to be very difficult. It's already difficult being a human. Don't allow it to be even more difficult just because you're in denial about what mental health can do and what it means for you. It's so many people, especially black men. You got people like I'm sorry, like Young Thug saying that he feels like therapy basically is a waste of time. He didn't say that word for word, but he said if his girlfriend gets therapy, he feels like he's less of a man. Like what? First of all, you don't have the credentials, nigga. I don't give a fuck how much I love a man. You don't have the credentials to tell me shit. I'm not finna just vent to you and you give me no treatment, or your treatment is what dick and bubble gum, bitch. You can kick rocks. I don't want that. Sometimes you need somebody to talk to. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't know. I didn't say this earlier. I was thinking this earlier. Black men want to be like this safe space. Like I said, they always want to act like they this safe space, but they are not. They're not safe space, especially when it comes to your issue with them. How you gonna tell me I can't get therapy? What if I'm having an issue with you and I come to you about the issue, and because you like, I just don't want to hear it. I can't deal with that right now. I'm finna call my motherfucking therapist on your ass, then, bitch. Then it's like, oh well, so what if I don't have a therapist? So then we go to our friends and you telling stop telling my friends, telling your friends I'm my business. Who am I supposed to talk to about you when you don't want to talk to me about you? When I got a problem with you, when you know you don't want to resolve it. A lot of y'all, black men, people in general, but we're talking about black men right now. Because black women are definitely, hold on, I want y'all to know I'm not biased at all. Black women are definitely guilty of this. So, you know what? I'm going to make it about everybody. But you'll sit here and you can tell anybody about themselves in ways in which they can improve. And a lot of people, most people, are going to hate you for that. Nobody wants anybody to tell them where they're fucked up. Why? I don't know, but that's just how it is. So, I'm gonna end on this note. Like I said, y'all take care of yourself. I got some journals on my website. They're accountability journals. There's an accountability quiz. It's so much on my website that can help you when it comes to just centering yourself and personal development, mental health. Those things go hand in hand. When you personally develop, there's no way you can't tackle your mental health. So, y'all take a look at those things and look out for my book, y'all. It's coming out in February. I'm gonna keep on making sure I plug in the little T for this book, Johnny. And it's been real. I'll see y'all on the next one. Pew, pew.